Senator McCain, and to those of you who follow his position regarding don't ask, don't tell, I'm imploring you to vote to repeal this unjust discriminatory policy and accept the open service of gay people into the military. I'm a proud gay veteran. I served our country honorably on active duty in the reserves for 13 years. During that time, I escaped 2 investigations for being gay, and I only escaped them by lying and denying who I was. And for most of those 13 years, I lived in some sort of fear that I was being hunted. And after 13 years, I knew that it was time for me to leave the military honorably, because more and more I knew I was just going to be caught, and at some point I couldn't lie. About 19 years ago, I was part of a small group of committed individuals in Portland, Oregon, who formed Veterans for Human Rights, to then support President-elect Clinton's intention to lift the ban on open service of gay people. Veterans for Human Rights became a leading voice in the conversation to end this discriminatory policy. In those 19 years or so, the perception of gay people has changed from hate and fear to one of acceptance and respecting the dignity and worth of all human beings. In the almost 2 decades that Veterans for Human Rights was formed, public perceptions changed. Now, 77% of the Americans say gays who publicly disclose their sexual orientation should be able to serve in the military, according to a December 15th, 2010 Washington Post ABC News poll. Further, a November 30th, 2010 report on a comprehensive study reviewing the issues associated with the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell indicated that over 70% of service members say it's no big deal to serve alongside of an openly gay person. Senator McCain, you've set conditions, and every time those conditions have been met, you create more conditions. For example, you have stated in the past that it's really up to the military leaders to decide what's right for the service. Secretary Gates, Admiral Mullen, both have testified that this policy should be repealed. Yet you want more reporting, more resistance, and it doesn't make sense. Last night, December 15th, your daughter Megan said to Lawrence O'Donnell on The Last Word on NBC, when he asked her, what would you say to people who are resistant to changing this policy? She said that people should be on the right side of history. Well, it's really more than that. It really is about following the Constitution, equal protection for all people, equal rights. It's no more basic or fundamental than that. It's not about being on the right or wrong side of history. It's really about honoring people, including all of us in this society. At the 25th anniversary of the Stonewall riots, considered by many to be the symbolic birth of the modern gay rights movement, veterans were honored for the first time in this movement, and a proclamation to the unwanted patriot was read. I'd like to read that. We proudly salute our military, and more so, the countless gay military personnel who are serving our country with honor, courage, and integrity. From the Revolutionary War to the conflicts of the present day, these unacknowledged patriots have fought, bled, and died, defending the ideals upon which our country was founded, even while they themselves were being denied those fundamental rights of liberty and equality. For these women and men, there has been no peacetime. There has been no ceasefire. Every day and every night, they have fought and are still fighting a second battle to overcome the ignorance, fear, and bigotry, and hatred of too many of their fellow comrades, their superiors, and their politicians. Many have needlessly died. Countless others have been foolishly wasted by a military establishment so concerned about maintaining some mythical image of itself that it has failed to notice the deeper wounds it inflicts on itself, compromising its own unit effectiveness and undermining its institutional integrity, and senselessly destroying the lives of its most dedicated members. Despite irrefutable evidence of service in country with honor and distinction, they have been and still remain unwanted patriots, permitted to serve only when the reality of their presence and their honor can be denied. It is time for this denial to end. It is time for America to set the record right. We especially commend our gay military personnel for who they are, patriots in the truest sense of the word. They love their country. Let us never forget this fact, and let us honor them by carrying on the work to ensure that all service members and veterans are treated with the dignity and respect that they rightfully earned by their selfless devotion to their service to our country.